A new day, a new era of Laker basketball. We welcome in Governor and President Jeanie Buss, Head of Basketball Operations, Irvin Magic Johnson. Thank you for being here. And Jeanie, I'm going to start with you right off the bat. We just read your quote. Why the decision now?
It was something that I thought about for a long time. And once the decision became clear in my mind, there was really no reason to wait. Wanted to get on it right away. And, you know, no time like the present.
And Magic, you were here a few weeks ago, and you said, I'm diving right in. I'm going to be here during the day today. I'm going to gather as much information as I can. What can you share with us that led you to this point?
Well, first of all, I think that coming back just to the organization that I love, the Lakers, and then I've known this woman who has been put in charge by her father, Jeanie Buss, and when we sat down for dinner and she asked me to come back, I think the timing was right. It was right for me to put my businesses aside and really concentrate on Laker business, try to build an organization that the fans can be proud of, build a winning culture around the Laker organization, both on the court and in the offices. Re-energize everybody that works for the Laker organization and make sure our fans understand that, you know, we're here to win. Jeanie has always dedicated her life to winning and to making sure that the Laker fans are happy with the product that's on the floor. And with her leadership and her brother and her brothers and her sister, we're going to make sure that happens. And we have the right coach with Luke Walton, and we have a lot of great young players that we can build and make sure we develop, and hopefully they'll turn into the stars that we think they can become.
Jeanie, now, what were some of the reasons for the decision today specifically, or did you just look at the big body of work? You know, the Lakers just haven't been winning for a few years.
You know, Laker values are so strong. The purple and gold standard really dictated that the status quo wasn't acceptable. You know, to go from, 25 wins to 21 wins to 17 wins, to watch it erode like that, it was, it wasn't Laker basketball. It wasn't what this organization stands for, and so it was time for a change. And certainly when you look at the timing, people might ask, about the off season. Well, in the NBA, in today's NBA, there is no off season. You're constantly preparing for the draft, for the season, for summer league. There's always something going on. So there really was no time like the present.
Jeanie, how hard was this for you on a personal level, because it involves your brother Jim and Mitch, who you've known for most of your life?
This was a very difficult decision. It was probably so hard for me to make that I probably waited too long. And for that, I apologize to Laker fans. But now with clarity and direction, and after talking with Irvin, really knowing that a change was needed, and that's why we're here today.
You mentioned waiting some time. Is that because you wanted to give Jim his 3 to 4 year timeline in almost its entirety?
I wanted, for the current front office to have their opportunity to show us what Laker basketball was going to be. And it just wasn't going in a direction that was satisfactory for what this organization stands for.
In Magic, over the last couple of weeks, what did you learn about where the organization was headed, where you knew you wanted to get in there and start to make things happen?
Well, it really wasn't about the last couple of weeks. It's been about the years, right? And I think, first of all, I wanted to work side by side with Jeanie. And I think that if it was probably any other situation, I probably wouldn't have, left my business aside, left my business to concentrate fully 150% on Laker business. But because of her leadership, and I know she wants to win so bad, that I decided, hey, I want to work side by side with her. And then we have a lot of nice young pieces on this team. And we have to develop these young pieces. And I love Luke. I think that he was the right pick. The guy is a gym rat. He knows basketball. He's the right coach to develop our young players. We're heading in the right direction with his leadership. And I wanted to work side by side with him as well. So when you think about even my first day, I've only been on the job since, 9:30, whatever it's been. And I've already called back 5 GMs of teams. They've been calling me, so I've been reaching back out to them. We've already talked. And I've gotten a lot of well wishes from other teams and around the league, as well as just my phone and my office phone has just been blowing up. So this is an exciting time, but at the same time, it's work because the trade deadline is Thursday. So I've been talking to a lot of GMs as well.
Yeah, and I apologize for blowing up your phone. I'll stop calling you. Is that kind of crazy the next couple days? Because the trade deadline is Thursday, noon Pacific time. You're going to be busy people, I imagine, next 48 hours or so.
Yeah, after we leave here, we're going to go back to the war room, sit down with Coach Walton, Ryan West, Jesse and Joey. We're all going to sit in a room and really evaluate the trade possibilities. They're not just the ones we have on the table now, but others will be probably calling. But we're going to make a good decision for the future of Laker basketball.
So will it be you for the next 48 hours talking to the GMs, or will it be Ryan?
No, I've been talking to them myself. Yeah. I've called them back myself, talking to them, and so it's been great.
What's that been like for you, Magic? That part of the job?
I had to pinch myself. And I said a little prayer, thanking God that Jeanie put me in this position. I don't take it lightly. I'm a worker, so she's going to get all of Magic Johnson, all of Irvin Johnson. I'm a guy who understands what this team needs and this organization needs. And so I told that to the general managers and the presidents, what we're looking for. And if we don't get back what we're looking for, we won't do any trades or any moves. And that's what it's all about.
I guess you both can answer this, and Jeanie, I'll start with you. Will this be a quick search or an extensive one when you're looking for a new general manager?
I think that, I would let Irvin answer that question, but I think it's important to note that in our conversations that, I'm wearing a ring from 1988 and a ring from 2000, that what's important is that this isn't about going back to Showtime. We're not trying to turn back the clock. That the Lakers have figured out how to win in every era, and that certainly the game has evolved and the rules have changed, and that we, in our discussions know about, evolving with the game and looking at what the is about the modern NBA is about. And so this isn't about going to the past and recreating Showtime, because you can't recreate Showtime. That was a unique period in Laker basketball. This is about the future and about finding the right team for the style that Coach Luke Walton wants to play.
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough goggles to get back to Showtime. Right? We need a couple of those. So I'll ask you, how quickly do you want this search to go for the
Well, basically, I've already started that. And so, it's not about quick. It's about finding the right person and who understands the new CBA, because this is really important, because to Jeannie's point, this is the new league, the new NBA, and that CBA has made it such. We saw a trade just a couple of days ago because of the new CBA. And so I want a person who understands the CBA, but also understands our team and wants to be here and wants to work with both of us, and that also know players, know agents, because we're going to need all of that on his resume when he comes to work here. And so, and also have relationships already around the league. That's important as well.
You were the ultimate team player. James Worthy talks about it all the time, how you were in that locker room, how you were on the floor. What kind of personality does the GM need to have to be able to work with Magic?
No, just have a work ethic like mine and be super duper smart. because I want them to be smarter than me. And that's what it's all about. Look, I'm not going to have every answer, you know, but I think with Jeanie, with myself, with that person, with Jesse, Joey, on and on, Ryan West and his scouting team, Coach Walton, will come up with the right answer. And so it's going to be all of us together, working together in communication with one another. That's how I built my organization. That's how I want to build this one too. And so we just want to win, and win for the players and win for our fans. And again, we have really good young talent, and we got to develop that young talent. And so I'm looking forward to getting out on the court with them, talking to them. I'm going to reach out to their agents. So all these things I have to do, plus the trade deadline, and then fly to Oklahoma with the team. And that'll be the first time I see them live. I want to go on the road with them. I want to watch them practice. And so we're into it. I'm excited, man. I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning. I hit the gym, and I'm ready to go.
You've never done that, Brez.
3 in the morning. I don't think I've ever hit the gym at any time, to be honest with you. Magic, is there a chance that you say, I'm kind of enjoying talking to these GMs. This is something different. This is something new. I'm going to do both, GM and vice president, or president of basketball operations?
Well, right now it's great because, you know, it's put me right in the middle of everything. If I had the GM in place, of course, he would be talking to him, and then we would, again, put everything on a whiteboard. I work off a whiteboard, and then we'll make a good decision that is good for not only today, but for tomorrow. And that's what we have to do, make decisions that's good for today and good for tomorrow. And that's what I'm looking to do. When
you look at the payroll, there's some contracts that go 3 years beyond this season.
Exactly.
Obviously, some big off-season free agent acquisitions last summer. How quickly can this team turn it around, do you think?
Well, it's going to take us some while. I don't want to fool the fans, right? We're going to build this thing the right way. It's not a quick fix. I'm not a quick fix. I can't turn it around tomorrow, or I really would be Magic, right? But I think that what I'm smart enough to understand that if we do it the right way, then we can turn it around, and that's what I'm telling the fans out there, that we're going to do it the right way. The Laker organization has always been about best in class, and so we will continue that. And but there's no quick fix here. Now, we have some really talented guys. They got to get better. You know, we will use the end of the season and work on that, and then the off season they got to go to work, and then whatever we can do in the draft. And if we have money in terms of the salary cap, we'll add guys then. But it's about, right now, it's just about building the winning culture again. That's what it's about now. And as we get that, then I can make the moves necessary to put us in a place where we used to be, and that's championship basketball.
Magic, how hard is learning how to navigate the new CBA? I'm sure that's going to be taken up most of your time as you get acclimated.
So thank God for her naming, Jeanie, naming me as the advisor. Because I sat down with Jeanie and our team already working on that weeks ago.
Yes.
And getting an understanding of that. And then as we bring in the new general manager, both of us will go to school to learn the new CBA and understand the new CBA. And so, but I'm a guy who loves to learn. I love to read. I love to educate myself on what's going on. That's why it's exciting to build the new Laker. It's not about the old, what I did when I played, what Kobe did when he played. It's about this new. And I'm not going to come in telling them old stories about Showtime and all that. It's not about that. It's about them, the new Lakers. It's about having a clear direction and a clear strategy on how we're going to build this organization into a championship organization.
And a new practice facility
that
we're moving into in the summer.
Yeah,
that's
can't wait for that.
And I think free agents and our current players are going to be so happy to see this I think, amazing practice facility, better than anybody else in the league.
It's not going to be easy for us to get into that, by the way. You got to go through a lot of.
Oh, I have no chance of getting
good.
into it. You might get into it. You're kind of. Magic, what's your short list look like for the GMs? Is it going to be like an outside of the box hire, maybe like an agent or that type of thing, or will it be a current GM whose contract might be expiring, or an assistant type of GM?
Well, I think that I'm looking for somebody whose thinking is outside the box and who understands that salary cap and this new CBA is so important, and the new NBA. Because if you don't have a clear understanding of that, you're going to be in trouble as an organization. So, and then also have relationships already, because that's important. That they have relationships with teams, with players, with agents, and with the league.
Jeanie, you've had so much support from Commissioner Silver and other owners around the league throughout the years. Have you reached out to him or him to you with the new direction of the Lakers?
Yes, I spoke to Adam over the weekend, and again, he texted me today, and he's very supportive. He's a big fan of Irvin's, and it's important. The Lakers are one of the marquee brands in all of sports, and we haven't been in the playoffs, we haven't been relevant for a few years, and it's important to have a team like the Lakers represent our market well.
When you sat down with Magic for your annual dinner last month, did you know going to that dinner you're going to ask him to join the club, or did it just kind of evolve during that meal? It
evolved from that, and really what it was that Irvin called me because of my announcement about my relationship with Phil Jackson ending, and he called me to see how I was doing. And just to, he is like family to me, that I've grown up with him, and he was worried about me. And I said, well, let's have dinner soon. And so we had dinner in January. And that's really where it just seemed that the connection was right, and, started talking and brought him in as an advisor. And it's just, I think everything has just kind of opened up the right way, and the timing is right, and I couldn't be happier and more proud. I think Dr. Buss would be really smiling right now seeing us together.
And she doesn't get to have to adjust or learn a new person. I don't have to adjust or get to know a new owner, right? She's my boss, but my sister at the same time. So I think it works out great because we already know each other, and we're both driven to win. We're both competitors. We want to get this franchise headed in the right direction.
You mentioned the youth earlier, the young players. You've had about 3 weeks since you joined the team. What has been your analysis of the players individually? We're talking Ingram, D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, and some of the other young guys too.
I think all three of those guys, when you think about the ceiling is so high for Julius Randle, you think about D'Angelo, and you can see him coming, getting better and better. And Brandon, I just love him. I think he does so many things to affect a game, right? And he's all over the place. He can play great defense. He can block shots. He can take it coast to coast. He can make good passes. He can shoot from the three-point line. And we can see his confidence getting better and better, and I'm happy about that. Then Clarkston, I love. I think he can be one of the best defenders in the league. I mean, right now we're looking at his offense, but I think he can be one of the best defenders in the league once he put his mindset to that, right? And then we still got guys, that big man down middle, I'm going to call him Big Z, Zubac. I think he has really established himself as a quality backup center, and I would like to see him get even more minutes. I want to see how many minutes can he play? That's going to be important. Can he get his body used to playing 30 minutes a game, 25 minutes, So I think Luke is really going to work with him to see how we can develop him. And then Larry Nance Jr., the guy, he reminds me of a guy who filled up the stats and you just didn't know he did all those things, right? You don't know that he had 8, 9 rebounds. You didn't know that he scored 10 points, and then he shut down the guy that he was guarding. He's one of the smartest players, not just on our team, I think in the league. You can see his father taught him a lot.
He's a true team guy.
Yes, yes, and I love him.
I like to call him, if I can interrupt, what do you need?
Yes.
The guy that goes, what do you need,
Yeah.
Coach? What do you want me to
Just
do?
put me in.
Rebound, defense, scoring,
He's
what
that
do you
guy.
want? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's that guy.
We had a guy like that named AC Green.
That's right. Just,
Right?
you know, when you think about AC, I think you're right. And so when you look at our team, and then you still got great veterans. You know, when you think about Lou Williams, Dang, Nick Young, these guys, Moskov, we still have great veterans to mix in with the young guys. So I'm excited about the future and our team. Now it's really seeing how they practice. So that's why I'm going on the road. I want to see how they practice, how they prepare for a game. That's really important. And then to see how they really, it's one thing to see it on TV, how you respond to things, but it's another thing when you're right there in person to see how they respond to the pick and roll or to a player who's had a hot streak and what adjustments do. I'm not talking about the coach make, because I can see that, but also what adjustments the players make on the fly on the court.
Magic, I know you can't. Sorry, brother. I know you can't give us specifics, but Lou Williams' name is out there in trade rumors. The Lakers were mentioned with Boogie Cousins. So I'm going to ask you this: how active are those phones right now? Are they ringing a lot?
Yeah, they're ringing.
Okay,
they're ringing definitely. And again, I returned 5 of them just before I came here. So, and I would say that the majority of them is for him. Mm-hmm. But I won't go into anything other than that. I'm not going to be a guy who's telling the press or people what moves we're making or who's looking at who, because that's not how I'm going to run this situation. So I'm going to just say that today, and then I'm going to end it there. And but I will say this, Lou, first of all, I hope that he wins Sixth Man of the Year because he's playing like that. That's number one. Number two, he's a valuable guy in the locker room and on our team. And then number three, which is the most important thing, he's got a good contract for us as a Laker organization. So if you're going to get him, it's going to take a lot to get him.
Now, you're going to go to OKC on the team plane?
Yes,
if you
I
are,
am.
can we sit by each other?
Yes,
Just talk for a while?
Yes, I'm going to be on the team plane. I want to spend some time with Coach Walton. Yeah. Today we've already, matter of fact, he's been on all those calls because I want his input on when I called all the general managers back. And so he was sitting right there. And then we're going to talk basketball because we're going to get to know each other. Then we'll have I'm going to have dinner with the coaches. Again, talk basketball, talk strategy. And this is an exciting time. I told my wife, Cookie, I said, I can't believe it. It's 1979, I get picked by the Lakers. I jumped and screamed. I said, I can't believe I'm getting ready to play with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? And then I get off the plane, and here's Dr. Buzz, Jeannie's dad, sitting there waiting on me, and we hit it off, and thank God he took me in like I was his son, and we were brought up together, brothers and sisters, and then he said, okay, if you can write a check, I'm going to let you be owner. So I said, okay, here's the check, Dr. Buss. And he allowed me to be owner when he didn't have to. And then I was there. Jeanie called me and said, you know, my dad want to see you. And she thought it was that time. And I stayed in that room for hours, and we laughed as he, in his final days. And then for her to say, Irvin, I want to entrust you. I believe in you. I'm going to put this franchise in your hands, right, to make basketball decisions has been unbelievable. And so I thank you, and I thank you guys, because this is like, if you could draw up your dream job, right, what would it be? This would be it.
Jeanie, final thoughts, your message to Laker fans?
You know, the future is bright. We've put together these great partnerships, not only with Irvin and a new general manager, but with our new training facility and our partnership with UCLA and what they are going to bring. We're assembling, we're aligning, we're bringing everything under the Laker brand to get this team back to what this organization has stood for many, many years.
And I just want to add thank you to Spectrum Sportsnet, too, because you guys have been one of those great partners as well.
Magic, you hugged Kareem after your first game when he hit the game winner. I'm going to hug you after this show. Irvin Magic Johnson, Jeanie Buss, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We really appreciate it.